The business edition of 21 Minutes with KKB is proudly brought to you by
MTN Business Broadband.
First National Bank, Bank of the Changeables.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited, large and in charge with quality but affordable home appliances and consumer electronics.
Designed for the driven.
Hello and thank you. It's yet another Thursday and I'm glad that you've taken time off to join us for another episode of 21 Minutes with KK. Remember, this is the business edition of the show and I'm very happy today I'm here in this very nice place. You know, there's often this saying, you say, I'm for your store. Oh boy, money no the WI. Bra, your friend hair Senta, store. And a lot of people say she's actually the reason why a lot of men have stopped cheating on their wives. I don't know how true it is, but of course, if you go home and your wife is looking so lovely, has that lovely hair on, of course, then you can, give her a pat on the back. And so today, I'm privileged to be having as my guest the Chief Executive Officer for the Hair Center. So in the next 21 minutes, we'll be having that very interesting conversation with her. Stay with us.
When we connect, everything is possible. Whatever seems unreachable becomes even closer. Building partnerships, redefining the norms. Because when we connect, being there becomes possible, and new ideas come to life. Stay ahead and stay connected with MTN Business Broadband. Superior internet solutions that drive your dreams. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh or call or WhatsApp 0244 308 111.
Warrior to workhorse when you get behind the wheel of the new MG ZS. The luxurious sedan experience meets the rugged frontier spirit of the SUV. Indulgently generous interiors, hill start assist system for unwanted uphill traffic, and the touchscreen infotainment system with Apple CarPlay for easy mobile phone. Designed for the driven.
My name is Kwabena Chenchen. Many thanks for staying with us. Like I said, this is the business edition of 21 Minutes with KKB. As usual, as you know, the show is proudly brought to you by MTN Business. MTN Business is what? It's your partner for growth. And I keep telling you, MTN has some very amazing news for you watching right now, particularly if you are a young company and you need to maximize a lot more from the little resources you have. What do you have to do? It's very simple. You dial *5060# and you sign up for their MTN SME Plus package. And once you do that, hey, from phone calls to text messages to data and everything all in one, it's at a very, very affordable price for you, and you get to see your business grow some more. Remember, the number is *5060#. Just dial that secret code and you can sign up today. You can also call 0244-308-111 for more information and stay connected everywhere you go. Show is also brought to you in partnership with First National Bank Ghana. And First National Bank is offering businesses both big and small an opportunity to switch and enjoy 0 monthly account fee with any of their business check accounts. It's very simple. Of course, you enjoy 3 months fee-free banking anytime you open a business check account between now and September 2022. Of course, this makes business sense. Why don't you take advantage of it now? Please do. The impossible just got bigger and better with First National Bank, and it's the bank of the changeables. One small change can make a huge difference. Visit any branch in Accra, Kumasi, or Takrade, or better still, call the number 0242-435-050, and we'll send one of our friendly business bankers to you to start the switch process. First National Bank. Now, how can we help you? Of course, we also have some support from the Makers Electronics, where everyone is shopping this festive season, and of course, also we have some support from MG Moto Ghana. At MG Moto, every day is Black Friday. Okay, now let's go to the woman you and I have to thank for our stable marriages, right? People call her all kinds of names. Some say she's Gwen, some say she's Gyimah, some say she's not G-Man, I said Gyimah, right? Okay, so, but of course, the name a lot of you may know is Gwyneth Gyimah Addo. I don't know whether she wants us to call her Gwyneth or Gwen, but she's my guest, so let's hear from her. Gwen, hi.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you, KK, and Gwen is fine.
Gwen is fine, eh?
Yes.
You don't like the long...
Oh, it's too long,
They say you are the reason why homes are stable nowadays.
Wow.
How are you doing that?
It's a humbling, statement to hear.
Right.
But of course, we're here to serve women and to make them happy. And as you know, if a woman is happy at home,
everybody is happy.
Everybody
that
else
is very
happy.
true. Yeah.
Exactly.
The women hold the key to happiness
To
at
happiness,
home.
yes,
Right.
absolutely.
I see. So, okay, we'll start with a little bit about who Gwen is. A lot of people have heard of Hair Senta. Personally, I had seen and heard a lot about Hair Senta, but not many know the face behind Hair Senta. So today, it's a very good opportunity for us to let people know who you are. Who is Gwen? If they say, I met Gwen, so who is Gwen?
Okay, so KK, you mentioned the face behind Hair Senta.
Right.
There are many faces behind Hair Senta. Of course, I'm the CEO, but we work together as a team.
Sure.
Okay. So Gwen, it's I graduated from University of Ghana. I worked with Standard Chartered Bank. I did credit analysis for about 7 years. And then whilst I was there, I realized I had a passion for hair because I was somebody that didn't grow up with a lot of hair. So I was always playing with my dolls.
You're like me.
Oh no, you're better than me. You're better than me. So, I got always laughed at and that kind of, thing. So basically, hair was something that always came naturally to me because I loved it. Okay, and then not only did I realize the opportunity in hair, but I also realized that I was not the only one that had that issue. So Hair Senta was not born out of, my, what was the word for it? My desire to indoctrinate people and to tell them not to love their own hair. It was born out of a need, okay, and a lack of hair. From other women just like me who were facing that challenge. And turns out that there were many. But of course, apart from the people that were also going through challenges, we had another group of people who simply wanted change. And that's how women or human beings, you could say, are like. We always want to change. We want to explore different things. So basically, that's the story of me and the Hair Senta.
So a banker,
Yeah.
smart one at that, doing credit analysis.
Yes.
Shabri. I still don't understand why of all the things you chose hair. Amy,
I know. It's very important that, when you set out on your entrepreneurial journey, you find something that you love, that you're passionate about. But then it doesn't end there. You have to find out a problem that exists.
solve a need.
Yes. So if there's a problem that exists, then you ask yourself, this passion, this love that I have for this product, is it going to provide a solution to the problem that is on the market? You don't just set out and say, I have a passion, so I'm just going to explore it. There has to be a ready market or a problem that needs to be solved.
Okay. I understand now that you saw a need, of course, also born out of your own experiences.
Precisely.
You felt that you had to do something for yourself. I read somewhere you started this business in a trunk, your car trunk.
Yes.
Tell me about that experience.
Okay, so I was working in the bank. So obviously, my hands were full with work.
Okay.
So I didn't have
So you were doing it alongside
I
when
was
you
doing
started?
it alongside,
Okay.
yes.
For how long?
I tested. So I was in the bank from, I think, 2006, I think. But let me see. So I started in 2008, and I had my first store in 2012. So between 2008 to 2012, I was selling,
So
in my
for
car
4
trunk.
years?
Yeah, 4 years, yes.
So
Just
your
going
office
to-
was your car trunk?
my car trunk, and
Nice.
it worked. Break time, I take my colleagues there, and then weekends, I go to salons where, they come out, look at what I have. But obviously, it wasn't easy. The
I
fact
can
that,
imagine,
for me, the fact that I even had a car at that time was a blessing. Because you would start a business, you have no car, you don't have enough money, And imagine you have to pick trotro here and there. So I always say, even though car trunk sounds like a humble beginning, for me, it was a great opportunity I had. Yeah, it was a privilege. Yeah.
Interesting. And did people not mock you? And I would imagine, I mean, beautiful lady doing so well at the bank, and she says, "Oh, I have some hair." You follow her and says, "Oh, it's your trunk, eh?" Were you not getting those kind of things?
Not at all. I think it has a lot to do with your character.
Okay.
I have always been a bubbly person. You know, I like to strike conversations. So it didn't really seem, you know, when you're stush, or you have, you know, this kind of arrogant aura around you, it's when you would feel people are going to look down upon you. But I was a very simple girl. I'm still a simple person. So it was just conversation and just saying, "Oh, I have something that I can trade for some money. What do you think?" So it was very, you know, smooth.
I see. Let's look at the transition from the trunk.
Yes.
How did we get here?
So we have these annual sales that we have every year, you know, every end of year. We have another one coming up very soon on December 11th. But I think what happened was it got to a point that the brand was growing. Okay, so it also became a risk if you had them come into your home. So it was a need for us to actually get a store. So, you know, we placed our resources together, got our first store. But KK, you know, the lessons I got from setting up that store made me know that the solution is not you going to acquire a store. It's just an element of it.
I was actually going to ask that question because there are a lot of entrepreneurs, young persons who have started businesses, and are in that very stage, they're in that dilemma to get an office space or to still manage their budget thing for now. So essentially the question I want to ask is, at what point do you get convinced enough to know that, no, I can't continue to do it this way, I must scale up?
Your clients are going to speak to you.
Okay.
You know, a lot of times, most of the strategies that we implement are driven by clients. Clients who speak to us and ask us, "Do you have this?" For instance, when I started, I was selling particular types of hair. They would come and ask me, "Do you have this?" And I would say, "I don't have it." And it took me a while to understand that the guys were actually speaking to me. Those questions were my solutions. So I had to bring in what they needed. Now, back to your question on whether I knew the store was a good idea. I knew because number one was risk. Okay. Number two was visibility. Okay. It was time that people, and bear in mind, around 2012, digital, you know, media was not
digital
the way.
Marketing was not
it wasn't the way it is now. And so having a physical front was a need. But now a lot of things have changed. You can work from home. All you need is your phone, your laptop, or whatever, and you know, you access the world. And another thing also is, you know, because Instagram came around the same time, we would say that it's a business that was purely born out of social media. We built a brand leveraging heavily on social media.
How you managed to raise your capital to start the business?
Okay.
How was that process also?
Okay, so obviously I was at the bank, so I'd been able to work for a while.
Oh, cash farmer.
Yes. I had, you know, a little bit of startup, and then of course my husband, Charles Addo, whom I always mention, was very supportive. There were many boyfriends before he came. I sold the idea to them. Nobody, you know, bought into it. He did, and so he was basically, you know, the major investor when I started.
Charles Addo, thank you for saving all men. Let's transition now to how big this has become. I see you have stores even outside Accra.
Yeah.
How are you managing that?
It's not been easy.
Yeah.
It's not been easy, and I talk about this on my social media platform. You know, a lot of times when the business is successful, you look at it and say, oh, it's time to scale, it's time to open up branches here and there. But you always need to ask yourself, what you're doing right now, is it scalable? Okay, the employees you have, are you going to be able to replicate that same model in another place where you're not, you know, operating? It's very important to understand that. Franchising, you need to understand the model very well before you get into it. And so for the entrepreneurs that are watching me, especially startups, you know, when you're 1 to 3 years old, don't think that just because the business is doing well, you have to open up branches all over the place and, you know, think that it's a visibility strategy. I need us to leverage on the new world that we have. The new world is the digital world.
Right.
Okay, you can sit anywhere because look at Hair Senta. We sit in Africa, we serve the world. We serve Switzerland, we serve, different parts of Europe, we're in the US, we're everywhere. But where is it emanating from? From Africa. Okay, so you really need to have that in mind when you want to sort of scale the business.
Okay. I'm going to ask a question related to that, but before I do, you should know she's given us a lot of terms and jargons and big English, because she has an MBA, both literal and figurative, right? And of course, she also has a paper MBA as well. So that is going to get me to ask this question. You seem to love to learn a lot, invest so much in yourself as far as education is concerned. Why? Because some will say, you've done it, you are doing so well. Why go back to school? You went to school to get money. You are making the money or more.
I learn as an investment for the business, but I learn also to teach others.
Okay.
Because for me, personal success is nothing. Universal success is where the vision is. So I basically learn so I can teach other people. So if you look at my social media page, it's a platform to teach entrepreneurs, to help people, because the older generation are not teaching us. You ask them, how did you make that money? They tell you, go to school.
Hey, motivational speakers.
Okay, but most of them didn't actually go to school. So how did they do that? So we need to change the narrative. We're not going to wait for any government to do that for us. It's you and I, our responsibility to teach what we know. If we're successful, let's teach others how that success can be built. Okay, so that is why we also have what we call the Leading Center Foundation, which is basically positioned to transform the mindset. Because what is killing us is not poverty. What is killing us is our mindset. Because
you mentioned the difficulty with running all your shops and centers and attending to your several clients, some in the country, some outside, in the diaspora and the like, I wonder what kind of a toll that has on your family as well, your immediate family even.
Yes.
You're a wife, you're a mother.
Yes.
How does that happen? How do you do the magic?
It's tough.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I remember years ago I was listening to the CEO of Pepsi, I think Indra or so, and then she made an interesting statement which resonated with me so much. She said that, sometimes you'll be a good mother and sometimes you're going to be a bad mom. Okay, you're not going to get it all together, but you can only try. And it's also very important that we realize that the business is a baby also, okay, and it needs attention. So you need to understand that if you have 2 children, there's a third, which is your business, your startup business, or a business that you want to develop into a very high level. And that baby needs attention, it needs its mother. Okay, so just like siblings, you realize that sometimes you focus on one sibling than the other. It's pretty much the same balance. So understanding it is knowing how well you can balance it. It's not easy, but it's doable.
I see. You're still watching the business edition of 21 Minutes with KKB. We are here at the office of the Chief Executive Officer for the Hair Center. If you don't know where it's located, well, let me tell you, it's at East Legon. If you're a man watching, you have to thank this woman. If you're a woman watching, well, you and I know where the secret is. So we will take a quick break here. When we come back, we will continue with Gwen and try and find out a few things. The hair, a lot more about it. They say it's natural. How natural is natural hair? I don't know, but she'll help us understand that after this.
When we connect, everything is possible. Whatever seems unreachable becomes even closer. Building partnerships. Redefining the norms. Because when we connect, being there becomes possible. And new ideas come to life. Stay ahead and stay connected with MTN Business Broadband. Superior internet solutions that drive your dreams. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh or call or WhatsApp 0244 308 111.
Kojo, I wish you well on your new job and place. Be fine.
Hello, Grandpa.
My grandson, I learned you are leaving your father's hacienda to go and increase your standard of living to an astronomical quotient. I believe that you are trying to bless him. This is my pneumatological aberration. From the Abinkunabolis to the eschatological divinity. I bought you these from the Makers Electronics Company Limited. Take it. Go forth and conquer.
My son, when you receive your first salary, the next line of action, make sure so be to Trumikako, the Makers Electronics Company Limited.
Obewu the Makers Electronics Company Limited. Our Taifa Highway. Obesen Womo. Our Amasaman Zongo Junction. Ashramanso Omo Vaco Flat. Kumasi. Ahinema Kokobe. The Makers Emma up to 67% discount. Fred the Makers Electronics Company Limited is here. 055 22 22 253 and 055 22 22 254. The Kawusi called the Makers Electronics Company Limited. The Makers Electronics Company Limited, large and in charge with quality but affordable home appliances and consumer electronics.
From weekend warrior to workhorse, when you get behind the wheel of the new MG ZS. The luxurious sedan experience meets the rugged frontier spirit of the SUV. Indulgently generous interiors, hill start assist system for unwanted uphill traffic, and the touchscreen infotainment system with Apple CarPlay for easy mobile phone. Designed for the driven.
You're welcome back. This is the business edition of 21 Minutes with KKB. My name is Gwyneth Gyimah Addo, and today we are with Gwyneth Gyimah Addo, the Chief Executive Officer for the Hair Senta. And she's been telling us a lot about her experience, her journey so far. It's not been easy. She's a Chabri person who happened to have the needed resources to put together this very fantastic thing we are all seeing today. For me, the most important thing is that even aside everything else she's doing for herself, her family, and for several other homes, she's also putting Ghana on the map in her own way. Because, funny enough, I had a friend who had come to Ghana from, was it Russia or so one time?
Wow.
And I'd asked about the hair center.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So for me, that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
You know?
That shows that visibility is truly at work.
This is Russia.
Russia.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Glory be to God.
Yeah. Okay. So the hair.
Yes.
Okay, to begin with, let me look at it this way.
Okay.
Why are you focusing on the women?
On the women?
Yes.
Okay. So, first of all, every time they ask questions like this, I start to think.
I don't want to, I'm not about those. I just want to know why the focus, because.
Okay.
You could have, some would say, done something, of course, you told me you have something for my hair, but you could have had something which perhaps would have accommodated both, groups of people. Is it that things work better when you focus on maybe a certain target group or what? I just want to understand. Is it a business principle, a business module?
Okay, I'm a strong believer of what I call the one thing principle.
Okay.
Okay. A lot of times we spread ourselves. It's very important, like I said in the beginning, to understand who you're serving.
Right.
To know that there's a target for it. And then there's a philosophy I call the gap and the need philosophy. Right. Now, as entrepreneurs, you're up in the air, basically on drones. So you look on the ground and then you see potholes. And so you come down and then say, oh, I'm going to start this. There are issues. Those potholes represent issues. Yeah. So I'm going to start A, B, C, D. Without thinking about asking the people on the ground whether they see those potholes or they're even complaining about it. And that is a story for most people. Right. And so instead of them focusing on one thing and then growing that one thing and spreading it, diversifying into either related or unrelated products, they simply think, just because I'm doing hair, I have to have something for men. I have to. So if people don't understand who you are, they are going to push back. Right. So you would realize that somebody who has positioned themselves to say, I'm selling glasses. Okay, glasses is what we retail, and their store is called, glasses. You will end up going there to get your glasses than going to another person's place that says KK Ventures, that sells a plethora of other goods, especially if you're looking for that specific glass. You feel like, oh, these guys have mastered in it. And it also helps you to focus and to build properly. Right. Okay, so that's basically why I do that. And don't forget that Hair Senta is still at the beginning stages. The vision is huge. Okay, so for me, even though we're 10 years next year, in my mind, we're a startup. Okay, so the Hair Senta is going to be everything hair. So when you think hair, you're going to think Hair Senta. So, and that will involve, of course, both men and women.
Okay, so I presume then that perhaps that's the reason why you didn't focus on a generic salon, like what we have scattered all over the place. Everybody is doing a salon this, a salon that. You just focused on hair extensions.
Yes, because there are lots of salons that can serve us. So the opportunity has already been created. Why do you want to add on? So you look around you and see what are the raw materials. So we provide the raw materials, and then we work with all the salons.
I see.
Okay, it's a better model for us.
Yeah, it's a good business. How lucrative is this business? Hair.
Okay. So do you want numbers or what exactly?
Well, it's a... Okay, your call.
Okay.
If you want to be specific, that's fine.
Okay,
Otherwise, I'm okay with generics.
I think we have a culture where basically, it's very hard for you to get hard data when it comes to businesses, especially with some of these businesses. It's hard for you.
We are very scared.
Yes, we're scared. I don't know if it's because of tax or we don't know what, but basically...
We'll come to the issue of tax too.
Yeah, and then I think it's also superstition.
Okay.
Okay, so, we have to also understand...
Yeah,
we have to understand that, yes, I know, the cultural implications. I am not superstitious. My business model leverages on the principles of Christ. So I am not superstitious, but what I can tell you is that, well, you're sitting here interviewing me. I don't think...
It means you have gotten something right.
Exactly. So, that should pretty much answer your question.
Okay. So, the hair.
Yeah.
Is it natural? If they say natural hair, is natural really natural? As in, my hair natural?
Yes. It's human hair.
Okay.
It's human hair. So yes, natural hair. It's not because you can produce synthetic hair, through fibers and all of that. But this is actual hair. But of course, we don't just take the actual hair. We process it into different kinds. So for instance, our bestseller is called the fro curl, which resembles our natural hair. Now a lot of women are going natural. So what we do is we basically support their styling needs. So the fro curl basically will blend with your natural hair because we're not trying to make you look like somebody that you're not. We're just helping you to enhance your look. That is if you want it. Because we're also strong believers in maintaining what God gave you. If you look beautiful in short hair, please do not wear hair extensions because eventually we're going to have so many products that will help you to take care of that natural hair. Because don't forget, we want you to think hair and think Hair Senta, not hair extensions.
Okay, so I can come for your fro curl?
That's a good one.
There's a lot of myths surrounding these hair and all of that. And some say, well, if you go to India, the people do so and so, and they have some incense doing this, all kinds of weird things about her. And I've spoken to some people who have raised objections with the use of natural hair, natural extensions, let me put it that way. How do you source your products?
Okay. Well, for obvious reasons, I'm not going to go into the specifics
of course, I agree.
Of where the products are sourced. But I would answer your question on the myths and, the perceptions.
Yes.
With everything we do, people are going to have perceptions about it. But I think as business owners, we owe it to ourselves to explain. We owe it to ourselves to educate people. So I think the issue here, or the blame should not be shifted to the critic. The blame should be shifted to us. The business owners, we need to invest more in educating, telling them the why. Why do we do what we do? What are we doing? Where is it from? Okay, so for instance, the Hair Senta, we let people know, when you watch some of our documentaries, which we'll discuss later, we let people understand, basically where this hair is sourced, not specifically, but the reasoning behind it, and how basically it serves an economic purpose for that country.
Okay.
And then in the end product is also serving a need for people that actually need it, because we have people that are suffering from, cancer, that are actually losing their hair, that need wig caps, okay? Because the research, some time back said that the cancer itself does not hurt them as much as when they start to lose their hair. That is the women, when they look in the mirror and then realize that, wow, so you realize that hair is an essential part of women. Okay, so we are just filling up that, void.
Okay, I realize also in one of your comments you had suggested products to help maintain hair. That is to suggest to me that perhaps you are moving beyond just the extensions to other things. Tell us more about those as well.
Okay, so basically what we want to do, we started it a long time ago, but we discontinued because we wanted to restructure. Okay. We had conditioners, to help your scalp, because we don't only want you to throw on a wig, we want you to also protect what God gave you. And for those that don't want wigs at all, we also want to be able to provide them with products that can help them maintain what they have. Okay. So we're going to relaunch in 2021, where we're going to have products for both men and women to help them
10 years of the hair center.
Yeah, 10 years
so
next year.
The 10-year anniversary is coming with all of these.
It's coming with all of this. It's coming with, we're going into manufacturing,
Wow.
It's a whole lot.
That's a bold vision.
Oh yes, it's a bold vision. But we're going to get there.
The family people are listening.
The
people in the family, they are listening.
I know, right?
Any, should I say, takeaways as to what to expect in the next few years or so from the foundation, in itself?
Okay, so the foundation is not very old.
Okay.
During the lockdown, one of the things that, before the lockdown, we're going to have a class, a social media class, basically to, leverage on the hair center success story, to teach other people that were on social media. Okay. Unfortunately, the lockdown happened, and so we basically had to move everything online. And now, because they were different businesses, okay, and some of them wanted more time, I ended up doing one-on-one business strategy with over 100 businesses, okay, throughout the lockdown. Then, during the lockdown also, what happened was we were able to successfully become the only hair business worldwide, I think, to start a virtual call center for hair. Wow. So we sold thousands, of hair pieces, which was in excess of millions, via virtual means, where people basically called us on video and we showed them the hair, and called us on telephone and we showed them the hair.
Very innovative,
Very innovative. So that was what inspired me to realize that, listen, there are people that actually need help. So we need to set up a foundation to help the people that that don't have, some uncle that's going to hand them money, or some brother or some bank. Is not easy. Okay, so the money that we make, or the connections that we have, we're going to basically pull all of them together and help the young entrepreneur. And so far, we've helped many people. We've been able to spend about almost 100,000 just, investing in, and we're not even 6 months old. Okay, and then we also have free business strategy sessions, or subsidized ones, every quarter. We've done 2 so far, and the next one is going to be in January, which is going to be the startup conference, where we're going to look at businesses between the 0 to 2 years old, and basically help them to structure their message.
I see. Very, very good one there.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I want to wrap up here, but I have to ask this question before I wrap up. How affordable is your hair and the extensions and the like? Because, usually, sorry, man, I have to say this, but usually, when the wives and girlfriends say, oh, escort me to the salon or to so and so, then we start sending messages to friends. Charlie, come here. The perception is that hair is so expensive. Is that the case?
Okay. So when we first started, I made the business about me. There was no we like I'm speaking, because I only understood the concept of I, which was my biggest mistake. So eventually, through lessons, I moved from I to we because I understood that it's a business that involved me and then other people. And so here I was only sourcing hair that was perceived very expensive and all of that, and it was not moving. Business was not moving, nothing was happening for me. For 3 straight years, you know, the business was collapsing basically. So Hair Senta actually became popular because they said, hey, you know, but later when we started introducing other products, we realized that they did like, you know, the brand, except they couldn't afford us. So we sat back, re-strategized, and then said, you know what, we're either going to sit down and have somebody kick us out of business, or we're going to leverage on the fact that we are an aspiration to the consumer and develop products that they can afford. And you also need to look at your market. How rich are they? So you cannot look at the Western market and then say that just because you're selling this for thousands of dollars, you're going to replicate the same model. You need to import best global practice, but you need to align it with local knowledge. What works? How is their pocket size? And since we've done that, things have changed. Now we have hair as low as last week. We had a Black Friday sale that started at 12 a.m. The whole outside was full, and guess what's the minimum price for a full head was 30 cedis.
Wow.
Okay, of course it's Black Friday.
Of course.
But on a regular day, it's 120 cedis for the entire head. So that's like our minimal price. So now...
But that's... Wow.
Yes. Okay. And then if you want us to go to the Ivy Leagues, we can go to the top of the top. So we have, you know, the bottom, and then we have high. And don't forget that because we're a brand and we have a reputation to keep, we still maintain standards. The fact that the prices are low does not mean we have to lower our standards, because that will hurt us in the long term. So the prices are low, the quality even better.
Gwen, let's wrap up.
Okay.
I know you're a very busy person, and so again, thank you for taking time off to even do this to begin with. But what would be that message you want to share with anybody watching? Someone who is looking at you and is like, I really want to be like this woman one day. Perhaps she also doesn't have hair. Maybe some small caca has affected the hair. You know, it could be anything. But what would be that message you have for maybe that person and several others who may also be watching and may want to perhaps even partner you into doing some other things or entering some other countries?
Yes. I think it's very important that, you know, you understand who you are.
Right.
When you start the business, understand who you are and what your strengths are. Because sometimes we think just because we're passionate about something or just because we have the connections and all of that, that is enough to build a successful business. We need to know who we are. The second thing is that Africans have a way of not doing due diligence. We don't do our due diligence. We wake up and then just use perception and assumptions to work, and that's why we fail. So you realize that we set up businesses very quick, and as quickly those businesses fail. So we need to start looking at sustainable models. And how do we do that? By understanding who we are, understanding the market, and knowing the need or the problem that has to be solved. The third would be God. God is embedded in the Hair Senta business model. You know, I always used to say this was a ministry because I look at the growth. Okay, when we're having a sale, the first person can get here the night before, and bear in mind, sometimes we're starting this sale, the annual one, at 8:30 a.m. The rest come around 1 a.m. They queue outside. I'm no iPhone. You know, we're just Hair Senta. You know, we don't even produce a thing here. We're now manufacturing, you know, the raw material into different products. But if they would do that, then what it shows us is that, listen, there's a lot of potential. People are ready. But the question is, are you?
We've learned a lot. I personally have. I think you have to. One takeaway, though, hair is not as expensive as you think. You can look good even without spending a fortune, right? And so if, of course, maybe you do not want to get a hair extension, you just want a normal hair, natural hair, you want to keep it, well, the Hair Center tells you that still come here. They have products for you, and those products will help you maintain your natural hair such that your partners will, in fact, it shouldn't even be about your partners. You would even feel better about yourself once you feel you look good. You look in the mirror like, oh, wow, this is me. Yeah. One day I woke up and I looked at my face. I didn't like it. So I went for a haircut and I changed everything. So we are wrapping up. But Gwen says she has some giveaways to all of you watching now. And I know, Charlie, Krumaishi, yeah, we all know. that's why the Lord oftentimes gives us helpers, sends us angels, guardian angels. Today, we have one guardian angel here. And so listen to her attentively. She says she's giving you a lot of things, freebies, free bonto, to help you celebrate the Christmas and the New Year in grand style. Gwen, people are watching.
Okay.
What do you have for them?
I should speak to them directly?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, everyone. So, on December 11th, the Hair Center is having Accra's biggest annual hair sale. It's going to be amazing, and I want you to come with your friends and your family as usual. Now, the first 20 people, of course, are going to get free hair bundles, and as you know, as we posted, we're going to also have the Bible Quotes Challenge. So those of you who can remember your Sunday school, bear in mind you're going to be walking away with some great prizes even before that discounted hair. The prizes are going to be as low as 50 Ghana cedis for a full head. Don't miss out on Accra's biggest hair sale by the Hair Center. So
you've heard her. Listen, if it comes to the Bible, I am the Don Dada. If you don't come early, I'll take all the prizes. So December 11, she says, December 11, I think we'll plead with her to see if she can extend it by a few more days. So maybe December 12 or so, 13, 14. Yeah. Any other day in December, you can come. Even if there's no discount, it's still relatively affordable. You can get some very amazing hair at very, very cool prices and have a festive season. Gwyneth Gyimah Addo is the Chief Executive Officer for the Hair Center, and today she's been our guest on the business edition of 21 Minutes with KKB. Again, I keep saying the show is always brought to you by MTN Business. MTN Business is your partner for growth, and MTN Business is saying that there's good news for small to medium scale business owners. With SME Plus, you get to manage all your operational cost in communication. The service simply allows you to choose from affordable packages and enjoy talk time, SMS, data, and business content all bundled in one subscription. The other exciting news is that you get free on-net calls every Monday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So free calls once the person is on MTN, free calls from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. All you have to do is to simply dial *5060# to sign up today. You can also WhatsApp or call the number 0244-308-1111 for more information, and stay connected everywhere you go. Show is also brought to you in partnership with First National Bank Ghana, and First National Bank is offering businesses both big and small an opportunity to switch and enjoy 0 monthly account fee with any of their business check accounts. Now you enjoy 3 months fee-free banking with First National Bank, and of course it makes a lot of business sense to do this, doesn't it? Of course it does. So between now and September of 2022, enjoy 3 months fee-free banking anytime you open a business check account with First National Bank, and then go on to have that solid partner Gwen speaks of. You always need a partner to help you grow your business. First National Bank is saying, come along. They'll be your partner. They'll hold your hand and help you cross a lot more milestones than you've even ever imagined. Visit any of the branches in Accra, Kumasi, or Takrade, or you can call 0242 43 50 50, 0242 43 50 50. And what they'll do is that they'll send one of their friendly business bankers to you to start the switch process. First National Bank, how can we help you? We also had support from MG Moto Ghana. Like I keep saying, if you want some of the best luxury cars at relatively affordable price, in fact, very, very affordable prices, visit MG Ghana. They have a very simple thing. Every day is Black Friday over there. Every day is Black Friday. And also, we had support from the Makers Electronics. It's a festive season. A lot of people want to buy a lot of things, change the room, spec it up a bit, buy some televisions, change a lot of things. Just go to the Makers Electronics and you get everything the family will need in any of their shops scattered all over the country at relatively affordable prices. My name is Gwyneth Gyimah Addo. Many thanks for watching. I'll see you soon again, hopefully, with another guest you're expecting.
The business edition of 21 Minutes with KKB was proudly brought to you by
MTN Business Broadband.
First National Bank, Bank of the Changeables.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited, large and in charge with quality but affordable home appliances and consumer electronics.
Designed for the driven,